expected live stream, so I'm not actually expecting anybody to be watching it live, which is sort of beside the point. I can't find the right place to go with this. I don't really quite know where the camera is, so it's really awkward. But hello anyway. Hello everyone. It is the end of April. I have done what I said. I put a video up for every day that I didn't start until the 3rd of April or the 4th of April, but I did put up a video for every single day that I've said I've done it. Now 3 of them have disappeared because they were live videos and there have been issues. But you cannot say that I didn't do it. You cannot say that. So today I went to see Marvel Avengers Infinity War. Yeah. So I'm not going to do any spoilers. There were spoilers going in for me. I'm going to just sort of turn this around and see whether that helps. Probably not. Yeah, there were spoilers going in for me. But they weren't spoilers that actually meant that I knew what was going to actually happen. So I was still a little bit like, oh, that wasn't really what I thought was happening. There was somebody ultra of my face. I'm running out of power because this was an unscheduled one. Very unscheduled. So a very connection in my house. Oh, there's really bad lighting. Probably here as well, so this is awkward. I'm going to probably... Oh, that's not good. Oh, yes, much better angle. That's what I need to do, is get the angles right. Sorry, my bedroom's a bit of a mess. You can see wigs and all sorts of stuff just hanging around. I'm going to go out of that. Toys on the top of the... So, hello one person that's come to see me. Vintage Throwback, hello, how are you? I'm going in the hallway because it's a slightly better, it's nice and I can get a little plug point here. And, oh, it's not plugged in. Oh, so, well, no, it probably won't work then. It'll probably run out of power at some point. So I'm going to hang on until I get more than 2 people. Hello, I'm fine, thank you very much. I was just saying to myself, because nobody was watching, that I went to see Avengers Infinity War. And, yeah, I liked it. A lot of people said that they didn't like it. It's like, oh, it's just a count by numbers, paint by numbers. Oh, it's the same as all the others. But I didn't think that. I enjoyed it. I went to see it with somebody that didn't like it as much as I did, who actually turned to me and went, it was rubbish. But I liked it. I did. Liked is probably the wrong word because, I mean, again, as I said, it had things happen that I wasn't expecting, even though I was sort of expecting something to happen because of what people had said going in. But probably, so that's it. When somebody said there's a thing happened, or there's a twist, you're expecting the twist or a thing that happens. And I was expecting a thing to happen, and something happened. Because that's what happens in films. So yeah, that's basically my spoiler-free spoiler. Is something happened in Avengers Infinity War? Probably something probably happened. I mean, it's like 2 hours long. Something is definitely going to happen. So I've uploaded lots of videos, and what I've discovered is that if you upload videos every single day, not that many people watch them unless you're probably a really big name YouTuber. But I have got my minutes up, which is very important because I was trying to get to 4,000 hours. 4,000 hours. And I'm not up to 4,000 hours, but I'm getting there. It's nearly there. And I think if I can keep the pace up, in 2 months, I might actually get it. Which will be coinciding with 12 years of me being on YouTube. Woohoo! So let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope. And I don't think, even though I've uploaded every single day, there have been a few, like mostly the live videos. There have been a lot of people watching the live videos, which is good. Not so much today, because I didn't tell anyone about it. But the other videos, nobody seems to have watched them. So that's, thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy having you watch my videos. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm going to, from now on, be a little bit more leisurely with my uploading. But I'm going to do more often than... Because for a long time, it was like, oh, what's the point? So I was doing it every 2 weeks or when I felt like it. So I will definitely do it more often, but not every day. Because, as I said, nobody watches them if you put them up every day. And also, you can't do much quality control. Oh, yes! Ben Rockabilly Adams, you've got so many. I'm Facebook friends with you about 5 times. You've got quite a few Facebook profiles. Yes, and you've got all different costumes. It's good. Yes, so hello. I appreciate, yes, so I do know who you are. This you fooled me by having a different username, but that's good. So 3 people are watching, that's good. So long story about, yeah, this is the thing with Facebook, is some people said, I've got more than one account, I think, accidentally. I think my mum's got several, and so has my dad, because you set them up and then you forget about them, or things happen. That's the thing with Facebook, isn't it? Things happen. Just like in the Avengers, things happened. Definitely. So the thing is, because I'm only talking to one person at the moment, I'm short of topics. So if you've got any topics, that'll be great. So ask away. Nobody's asking anything. Dramatic plot. Yes, dramatic plot. Yeah, lots of dramatic plots. Definitely. So I'm rambling again, and that's because I didn't have an idea for a video, which to be honest, I've done videos every day. Hello, Georgina. I've done videos every day and I haven't really had any idea for most of them. Probably it got to about 7 o'clock. Oh, another thing that I've noticed is if you upload after midnight UK time and you're in the UK, then you end up not having anybody watch your things. Oh, costumes, vintage throwback. So you've got lots of costumes from working on films. That's exciting. So, I've got lots of costumes because I've just got lots of costumes. I'd like to work on a big budget movie, I think. Something like Avengers. The thing is, because they used to I remember they used to always be filming in Britain, and things like Star Wars and stuff like that. They film a lot of it in Britain because of tax reasons or something, and they don't do that as much anymore. So, you know, it's like if you were in New Zealand and you were working in the film industry in the early 2000s, then you would probably be working on Lord of the Rings. So I need something like that, so I could be a hobbit. But not a hobbit, obviously, because they've made that. So I need something like that that'll let me have a small speaking role. I don't have to do very much, just so I could be in it for like a minute. That's all I want. Just so I could go, yes. Not an extra, because I've been an extra, and all fair play to the people that are extras. It's a hard job. You're just basically standing around for hours and hours and hours waiting to be told where to stand, and then you don't even get on screen most of the time, maybe the back of your head or something. So I appreciate the work they've put in for it, because otherwise, then if they didn't have extras, then you would be having the big budget films and they would look ridiculous because there'd be nobody in the background, and you'd be like, why is there only 5 people in the world? There's more than 5 people in the world. So I'm glad there are extras, but I would rather have a speaking part and my face and my name in it, so that I can go, there I am, and my name's in the credit, and they paid me for it. Obviously, all those things are the best. And extras do get paid. Not a lot of the time. But on big budget Hollywood movies, I reckon they probably would be. So, where was I going with this? Yes! Put me in a film and give me some lines. I don't care what it is, and give me some money. Also, talking about films, I'm going to obviously carry on making the videos and the films, so any ideas would be great. Yes, Game of Thrones. Oh, I applied for a role in Game of Thrones and I didn't get it. True story, not a very exciting one. It was actually the one that was, I think I applied for the sister of Lady Stark. No. Yes, the sister of Lady Stark. I applied for that role. No, I didn't, not that one. No, not the sister of Lady Stark. What was it? It was the one, I think, that Tara Fitzgerald got. I applied for that, and I didn't even get an audition, which was very sad. But I did apply for it. I didn't know what role it was when I applied for it, but I knew what it was when it went on screen. I was like, I could have done that. She did a good job, but I was like, but I mean, it was a really miserable character anyway, and she got killed off, so it wouldn't have been a long-term gig. But I know people that have worked on Game of Thrones, and they, you know, they've done well out of that. So yeah, I would like to work on Game of Thrones. So if there are any parts in Game of Thrones, then I'm very happy to do those as well. I'd be a hobbit in Game of Thrones. I know there's no hobbits in Game of Thrones. Don't write me letters and say, Sexy Sally from my old videos. Who's Sexy Sally? I don't know who that is. My old videos? Alright, I'm going to have to think of this, because I've done, like, now 817 videos. Not all of them are public videos, it turns out, so I can see that I've got 817, and it was pointed out to me that that's not what shows up, because a few of them were just, like, mistakes and things that aren't actually proper videos, and a few of them, people have said, I don't want my face to be on YouTube, take it down. And I've not wanted to take it down, so only I can see it. So I know it's there, but it's not visible. So I'm going to have to look for that. So I will definitely do more comedy, and I don't know about music. I'm not sure my musical career is a goer, really. Not that most successful thing in the world. I think it's like I picked two songs. The first one was easier to sing. The second one wasn't in my range, really. It was in the wrong key for me, but I was stuck with the ukulele arrangement. So I was like, my throat hurts, it's not the right key at all, it's completely wrong. So I need to see, if I do need to sing any more songs, I need to make sure that somebody else is accompanying me, and then I can sing to my heart's content, and then it'll be amazing. And it's also out of copyright. So if there's any out of copyright songs, that's hello the Green Machine, thank you the Vintage Comedy. Yes, what it is, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I can't remember. More comedies, yes. And what was I saying? Can somebody tell me what I was just saying? Something about stuff, definitely. I've gone completely blank. I've just completely been, that doesn't usually happen to me. Now I'm worried. What's wrong with me? Have I had some singing? I was talking about singing. Yeah, I like singing. I need to do practicing if I'm going to do singing, and I need to do yes, that's what I'm saying. If there are any out of copyright songs that somebody would like me to sing, my mum also would like to do more, so she's probably going to do a music hall song or two when I go back to visit, which is probably not going to be until June or July now. In the meantime, anything before 1922 in America you can do it in America, but I don't think it's out of copyright anywhere else unless people have been dead for 70 or 90 years, depending on. So copyright's a complicated thing, but definitely if somebody's been dead for more than 90 years, and that's the lyricist and the composer, then I can definitely do that song everywhere. I think that's the rules. But if it's been more than 70, then I can just do them here and then hope. And if they're before 1922, then I can do them in America. But I'm not in America, so what? Yeah. So I can do lots of different things if you want me to. It's up to my general audience, all 7 people that are watching me. All 7 of you. I'm a people pleaser, definitely. But I don't please that many people. If the haters are anything to go by, but I do try. So yes, so do more comedies. I might try and do more scripted stuff, and I maybe collaborate with Chukwe again, because we haven't done it, because I enjoyed doing, somebody mentioned in one of my other live videos that they enjoyed the shaman thing. Shaman, that's the toilet paper, or the shaman, it depends how you pronounce it. So I did that. Hole in my pocket, hole in my bucket. Hole in my pocket is Alanis Morissette. That's not out of copyright. She's still alive. Yeah, hole in the bucket. Yes, there's a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza, there's a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza, dear. I don't know why I did the funny accent. We'll mend it, dear. Something else? Don't know. I don't even know the words to it. Oh, I hope that is out of copyright, because now I've done a big trillion stupid song version of it. Somebody will go, nah, and now you have to pay us 50 million billion trillion pounds, like the Happy Birthday song before they decided it was it was actually out of copyright, and it definitely is now, because they're all dead, and they've been dead for a very long time. But that didn't stop Warner Chappell Music from charging people quite a lot to play it. Yeah, a hole in my bucket. I hope, yeah, if it is over 100 years old, but what if the person that wrote it was still alive because they were 150 when they died? Then it wouldn't be out of copyright. That's the thing, Irving Berlin, some of his songs are out of copyright in America because they were written before 1922, but he lived for a long time, so most of his songs are not out of copyright. And they're not out of copyright at all in Britain because he didn't die until fairly recently. So that's difficult. Also, George Gershwin, ages ago, Ira Gershwin, yes, they can extend the copyright, usually corporations, but generally you're all right. But yeah, corporations like Disney, I think, is definitely looking into extending copyright forever. But that's okay because, I mean, Walt Disney's head is on ice, so technically he's still alive. Technically, he's not. But if there were a way to put his frozen head onto another person's body and defrost it, then he'd still be alive, and then he could... I'm just being reminded of Westworld. I know Westworld is robots, not frozen heads. But, or an episode of Futurama. I think he was in that. So, yeah, so that copyright's going to be forever until his frozen head defrosts. Like, if somebody thinks it... Yeah, they want some ice cream and they open the freezer by mistake and they go, oh no, I left it open, everything's defrosted. Walt Disney's head gone. So that's what would happen there. I don't know. Talking of ice cream, like the only ice cream I used to be able to eat without feeling sick was Ben & Jerry's. But then I don't really eat dairy and they started doing dairy free. But I don't eat gluten, and now there was an advert in the cinema when I went there going, oh, we've got all these cookies and brownies and all these things, and look, we've even got dairy-free option. Look, it's got cookies in it. It's like, well, that's no good for me, apart from the fact it's 100 million billion pounds to buy. It's far more expensive than the... See, they've taken the dairy out, and they've put the money to put the price in. And they've put brownies and things in it, and that doesn't make me happy. They need to do things to make me happy, like free dairy-free, gluten-free ice cream for life. Give me. If I say it enough. Ben & Jerry does use... Walt Disney's remains were lost? I thought they were still frozen. Oh, that's terrible. But yes, I could make my own ice cream, but I tried to make my own ice cream once and it was rubbish. I think it's something to do with making sure you whip it up. It was just all crystallised and like hard and it was terrible. So... I have tried to make it, I made some dairy-free custardy stuff and frozen. Actually, that wasn't too bad. I tell you what is really good instead of ice cream is if you get some bananas and you freeze them and you're just frozen bananas and it's exactly like ice cream. Or if you put berries, frozen berries, in with some like soya milk or almond milk or a bit of frozen yogurt or something and mix it up, then it becomes automatic like fruity ice cream, fruity ice cream, just by putting frozen berries and a little bit of milk in it. It turns the milk frozen. It's amazing, and you just go smash, 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 smash. You don't have to make the noises, and then you've got ice cream ish. I liked it anyway. I've got quite simple pleasures in life, really. So that's what you do. So, oh, you're getting everything now. Discussions on how to make homemade quick ice cream. You will have to try that. It's really good. And, oh, and I bought some dairy-free chocolate chips. I'll stick them in too now. So I'll have berries and chocolate chips and ice cream. So if you eat actual milk, I don't know why you would, but if you eat actual milk, it'll probably work with that as well. But I don't, because it's horrible. So that is that. So we're having everything now. Recipes, discussions of films, asking about frozen heads. I wouldn't try eating Walt Disney's head. That would be horrible. So don't get that confused with any frozen berries. Anyone that is trying that at home has access to Walt Disney's head. I wouldn't recommend soaking it in almond milk because that's not going to end well for anyone really. Least of all Walt Disney, after he spent all that money having his head frozen. It's ignominious. That's what it would be. An ignominious end for Walt Disney. Although apparently it wasn't that much nice. Make a video shows how to make your ice cream. It'd be a short video. It's like, here's some berries, here's some milk, smish, smish, smish. There you go, yum. Your ice cream maker was designed to look like Walt Disney's head. I had a popcorn maker with a picture of Mickey Mouse on it. That's good. I got that free from because I went to a Disney event and they gave out popcorn makers. I was so excited. And then you could have your picture taken with Minnie Mouse. And I think I had, but you couldn't, they had alcohol at the event, but you had to make sure that you weren't drinking alcohol when you had your picture taken with Minnie Mouse because it's not good for the family values. It's like, okay, I'm not sure that Minnie Mouse would actually care. Or that anyone could tell from the picture that it was alcohol. It's not like you can taste alcohol or get some sort of feeling from alcohol from looking at a picture, but you're not allowed to have alcohol in your hands when you are being picture taken of you with a Disney character, apparently. Who knew? Well, I know because it happened to me because I had, I think, Blue's Clues or something, bear. I think it's Blue's Clues. I don't know, some sort of bear at a different event, and the same thing happened there. So if they don't want your picture taken with alcohol, they shouldn't give you alcohol. Although that would have been a pretty horrible event because that's really the only reason to go to those events is to eat food and free food and drink stuff. But I suppose having your picture taken with Minnie Mouse is quite exciting if you like that sort of thing. So I've got that. I'm wearing a lei in it. You know, a sort of Hawaiian one. Not like, not L-A-Y. Is it L-E-A-I? Anyway, it was a plastic fake one. It wasn't real. It wasn't really. Disney's a bit hypocritical. Yeah, probably. I don't know. But I don't know. They have, I'm sure there must be alcohol in some of the Disney stuff. I'm sure, like, don't in Milan they get drunk or something. I'm sure there are Disney depictions of alcohol. I don't know. It's, you know, it's their corporation. They can do what they want when they invite you to their place. And I did get free popcorn maker, which has served me well because you get popcorn coming out of the popcorn maker. Trouble is, it goes everywhere, right? If you don't get the bowl, so I found duck and dive, and I'm actually using the bowl, holding the bowl and jumping around, making sure that the popcorn that comes out from the spouty bit gets into the bowl. Otherwise, and it doesn't. You know, I said something about eating scorpions, and it tastes like the bits at the bottom of popcorn. Well, this is the experience that I have from this popcorn maker. That's how I know how scorpions and this popcorn taste the same. It's because of this popcorn maker. So directly attributable to Disney is the reason for my knowledge of this comparison. Not that I haven't had popcorn before, but usually, like, if you get it in the cinema, you haven't got quite as many not popped bits. Like, you can put it back in again, but, you know, it's never the same. So yes, so this is the last day of April, so this is my last daily video. I'm still going to do live videos if there's a call for it, which there is. Look, 6 people. I've lost one. Sorry for the other person that's disappeared. Not as many as I have had. I've had as many as 12 people. 12 whole people in some of these live video chats, which is extraordinary, isn't it? That's like superstar status or something. So, I don't know, but one of them was in my top 25 videos of the whole year. One of these live videos. It really was. Another one that was in my top videos of the last year is the one I did of waiting for that man engine. Which is basically me going, oh, it's not coming. Oh. You missed all the other live videos? Oh, no. I'll do more. Just because April's over doesn't mean that I'm not going to do these again. Obviously, I'm going to do them again. I'm not going to just stop cold turkey on these videos. So, but maybe I'll schedule them better. Schedule. Yeah, that's one of those words different in America. Schedule. Very hard to catch, especially if you're in America, because I've done them at like 8 or 9 o'clock, which is fine for Britain, but it's like the middle of the working day if you're in America, or it's first thing in the morning if you're in Australia, so it's difficult. Because if I did them in the middle of the night, then I would be really tired and I'd be like, oh. But it would be maybe like peak time for America. There's no my audience. What is my audience? I don't know. It's sort of dispersed. It's like if it was all in one place, it would be a massive audience, but it's not. It's all over the place. Just here and there and everywhere. Very, very wide. That's the beauty of the internet though. You can find an audience. That's down to 5. Find an audience, even if you're just rambling nonsense, as long as you don't mind them being very far away and all over the place and not in the same place. Global fans, but I'm a niche, definitely. Like, for instance, I thought that the Queen of the May video was hilarious. Other people maybe did not think it was hilarious. But if I can find enough people that thought it was good in the world, then that's good. You're a nephew? Weekends are better. Weekends, well, the Sunday one that I did was better. Yes, the Sunday one I did was 8 o'clock, I think. And I got lots more people because Sunday afternoon is dull. Unless you go churchgoer, and I'm not sure that many people that are churchgoers are also fans of me. Probably I'm not the ideal person. I mean, I know people that really do churchy things. I did a video with somebody. See, I did a church video. There wasn't any worshipping going on, but it was inside a church with somebody that's an actual priest. I probably didn't say that. He's an actual priest. And he's a friend. So obviously I'm not completely like Satan's spawn if an actual priest talks to me. But, you know, it's not my core demographic, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe every single one of you is an actual priest and I just haven't asked you yet. Any priests? That's a resounding no then. So that's just one priest I know. He's a cool priest. He's not like the normal sort of priest that you'd expect priesty priests to be. Like Father Ted. I don't know any priests actually. Like the priest in Father Ted, the priest in The Exorcist, and the priest in Priest. He's like he probably won't mind me saying it. He's like a mixture of all of those. Julian. Hello, Julian. I hope he forgives me for saying that. He is. Yeah. No, he's not. Oh, he might be. I don't know whether he's done exorcisms. I'll ask him. I'll ask him next time I see him. So, Julian, do you do exorcisms? Okay. I don't need any ghost exorcising. But if I did, I'm sure, or if you do, I'll pass on the message and maybe he'll come and do that, or marry you, or not marry you because he's a priest, but, you know, marry you to somebody else. And he does all sorts of them. You know, he'll marry anybody. So, you know, he's not discriminatory at all. He's a good priest. Anyway, what am I talking about? Yeah, just my friend Julian. I've known for years. He's a poet. I've known him since he was about 20 or something. Yeah, a long time. A long time. But you lose touch with people. But, you know, that's the beauty of things like Facebook, is you can get back in touch with people that you haven't seen for years and years and years. And years and years and years and years and years. And then meet new people too. And I'm always surprised when I make new friends and they add me on Facebook that they seem to already know people that I know. And I've got no idea why. It's a very small world. Not many people know. So probably everybody that's watching now probably knows everybody else. Hello, T. Lee Jones. Hello. Hello. Nice to meet you. New friends, see? New friends. Baltimore, Maryland. Oh, yes, because you and I remember saying, and we had a discussion about cookies in probably one of the videos that got deleted. Maybe it's because I was talking about cookies. No. I don't know why they disappeared. I still haven't got to the heart of the matter. I might re-upload the one that I do have, but obviously there's not going to be chat on it. But 2 of them are lost into the ether. I will never see their like again. Gone with the wind. Gone. But, yeah. So, what was I saying? Cookies. Yes! Why did they put cookies in Ben & Jerry's? That was quite a while ago I was talking about that. But still, it still stands. Cookies. I do like cookies if they're gluten-free cookies, but they are not. And that is that. Oh, Oh, I don't know. Last time I went to America, I ended up just being in a motel room for the whole time. I was there for 3 days. I was doing a sort of lecture thing, and I didn't really, and it was on a sort of like, it was a motel on a sort of motorway, and I was like, oh, because it was really near Sleepy Hollow, and I was like, oh, I should go and see Sleepy Hollow, but I didn't have a car, and I didn't know where it was, and it turned out it was just behind me, and I was also, because it's the time differences are different, so I went to America, and I was completely like, I don't know what time it is anymore. Oh, so I stayed up all night, and then like did the lectures in the day, and then went back to sleep again, so it wasn't really, I didn't get to see anything of America, but I've seen America before, so I don't know. And also, it's difficult to get visas these days, isn't it? Very difficult. And I think I'll probably have to get one of those like I-visas or whatever the visas are. So it's like a proper, I'm legitimately here. Because I know when I was working as a journalist, some people I know went over there just to see some, I think they were asked over there to see some sort of launch of some product, and they went there and they saw the launch of the product, and then they got thrown out of the country for not having the right visas. They weren't getting paid or anything for being there, so just tell them I'm from Norway. I don't know, are Norwegians allowed to just go to America willy-nilly? I don't think so, but I'm not a journalist anymore. I don't know what I am, but you know, is it Trump joke? Is it? Okay, well, I don't know what it is. I miss it because we don't get all the American news over here. We get some of it in the same way that, you know, international news filters through, and sometimes you know about it. So, like when I stayed with my cousin and my uncle and auntie in France when I was a teenager, and it was still, there was like news about Britain that wasn't in Britain, and stuff about the politics and stuff about the things that were happening that just weren't reported in Britain, and I was like, what's going on? It's like a different world. And they also have giant apples, which is a different matter entirely. So I like the EU. I wish we were still staying in the EU, but I suspect that they kept all the good fruit for themselves and just send us the rotten stuff. Especially Golden Delicious is a rubbish apple. I'm sorry. French Golden Delicious is not a good apple when it's in Britain. But then I had one in France, and it was huge and amazing and lovely. And I was like, what is it that I've actually eaten? So I would actually rather that we had more Europe in Britain, and it was exactly... No, Golden Delicious. I don't like apples at all, to be honest. It's my least favourite fruit. Like, if I was given... I've started eating oranges again. I thought I was allergic to oranges. Maybe I was at some point, but I've started eating them now. Yeah, Golden Delicious are just sort of... bleh. They're just like eating cotton wool with a slight sugary twist. Like cotton wool dipped in sugar for about 3 seconds. That's what eating a Golden Delicious is like. But I don't like apples at all. If I do have an apple, it has to be a sort of crunchy, sharp one. I quite like Pink Lady. They're not bad. Honeycrisp, I don't know what they are. Yeah, maybe. So I've eaten oranges recently because they're the cheapest fruit at the moment. They've had a special offer on. And they're lovely and great, and I've not had a problem with them. And I'm like, well, what was it that I had before? But I can't eat melon at all. That's really a bad one. But Pink Ladies are good. Gala is good. Yeah, Galas are good. Empire are good. I think there are some other French ones that are good. But Pink Ladies are good. But there are some really apples. And generally I've had such bad experiences with apples that I tend to avoid them. Because I've had apples, I'm like, oh, I'm on an apple kick. And I get the apples and then I put them in the fridge. Although, I bought some apples last April, like 6 little apples, and I put them in the fridge and forgot about them. They were still in the wrapping, and they were still, I went away and came back, and went away and came back, and they were still sort of looking the same in September. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just eat those apples then. And then I turned around and looked, and then they were rotten. Just about the time that I thought, I'll eat them anyway. They were well past their sell-by date, and then they went rotten the second I thought, yeah, I'll eat them. Apples are sneaky. Sneaky. I think they've got something against me. I don't think that they were the fruit in the Garden of Eden, which didn't exist anyway. I think that was probably figs, because they had fig leaves, didn't they? I mean, obviously that's a stupid discussion because it's not a thing that exists or that anybody could prove if it did exist. But I don't think it was apples. Because apart from anything else, apples are like hybridization of something else, aren't they? Oh, and that's another thing. When I was a kid, I did like apples quite a lot. And I decided that I was going to go scrumping. But I didn't know any better. And I was only 2 or 3. And I found a big tree that had crab apples. And I thought that they were the same because they were just like baby apples. And I ate a load of those and they made me really ill because they're not good to eat. So apples have really let me down on a number of levels, really. Toffee apples, they're good. That's the best way to eat apples. Put them in some toffee and then eat them. Yum. Yeah. Did they? Grape size. Yeah, so they would have been, excuse me a minute. They would have been like crab apples. So maybe I wasn't off the mark really. Grape size apples. That's like, that would have been quite good. Actually, there's a tree around the corner from me that I thought had plums on it. Like there's like, they put fruit trees in, they're too high to actually reach. Like there's cherries and I go every like summer I go, oh look at those cherries. I mean I did the cherry blossom. Those cherries are far too high for me to pick. But there is a tree that's got little things that I thought were plums, but they're more like little hard apple things. So maybe that's what they are. They are actually apples, but I was confused because I was like, I don't know what they are. Or if they're edible, but I suspect not. Mulberries, that's another thing. They're really weird. I had those. They're like little pine cones. They're like little sweet pine cones. Apple pie I would eat if it was gluten-free apple pie, obviously. Apple pie is good. Apple crumble. Anything in, apple in something, that's fine. I don't mind that. Apple snow. My mum used to make that, which is basically whisked up. I don't really eat milk anymore, but I used to eat, like she's got this thing called, it's called ideal milk. It's not really called ideal. It's like evaporated milk. She used to whip that up. She used to have so much of that. Whip it up and put it in apple and it was called apple snow. I think you're supposed to put like meringue in it to be actual apple snow or maybe like cream. But it was whipped up evaporated milk. And if you used to love that. So that's it. Milk in other things. That's probably nicer than on its own. On its own. Ice cream. I like ice cream. I used to eat loads of ice cream, but it makes me sick, so it's not a good idea. So that's that. No, apple ice cream. If you put cinnamon in it, cinnamon makes apple good. Yeah, cinnamon and apple. That is a good idea. That's like genius idea. But you know, not on its own. This is a very meandering conversation, isn't it? Sorry about that, but you know, it's at least I've got 6 whole people that have stayed and 1 that left and 1 that came back and then 1 that left and 4 of you liked it. So that's better than a kick in the face. And this is the end of April. Chicken pies. I'm sort of not on the meat kick at the moment, but when I was, if I was eating meat, then chicken would be one of the meats that I would eat. Oh, I don't like the others anyway. If it was a gluten-free chicken pie and I was eating chicken, then that would be lovely, yeah. But I'm not, and I am, so I'm not. But yeah, if I was, then yeah. And I've not really got any objection to other people eating meat, really. Although if it's like free range and freedom farmed and you know, cruelty free. Although is any of the meat cruelty free really? Because really, if you're killing something to eat it, that's pretty mean. But you know, if you're gonna do it anyway, is that weird? Is that even more mean though? Having it saying to the chicken, not the chicken can understand you. Hey, have a lovely life. Look, frolic in the fields, chicken. Have a lovely life. And then I go to kill you and eat you. Well, you probably wouldn't say it like that, probably. But is it more cruel to let somebody have a lovely life I mean, if we eat people, don't eat people. But if you were going to eat people and you let them have a nice life and then killed them, would that be worse than just I don't know. I think it'd be bad either way. To be honest, I'm like thinking of the implications of this, going, no, that doesn't sound, don't do that. I don't know why he got onto this, but really, if you're not going to eat people, then don't eat animals, really. I'm sure aliens are eating people. If there were aliens, they're probably capturing us when you were least expecting it, and then, yes, bacteria, yes, other things eat people, especially when they're already dead. This has gone a bit grim and dark, hasn't it? Yeah. Horrible. And I've gained another person while I'm talking about nasty stuff like this. Ugh. You're talking about, ugh. Of all the foods in the world, I think meat generally is the least savoury, apart from milk, which is like, even what, I know milk, you don't have to kill things to eat it, but when you think about where it came from and what it actually is, and the more you think about the things that we eat, the more it's more like, what? And then you think about cheese. So you've squirted some liquid out of a live animal and then put it in a vat and then put some bacteria in it and then left it for 2 years until it's gone hard, or in some cases just sort of runny, and then you want me to eat that? Really? The more you think about it, the less appetizing food is, basically. So I would stick to, I mean, you know, I know that like vegetables and fruit are grown in the ground and it's like all dirt and stuff on them, but you can wash the dirt off. Even if you put manure on them, which is also animal related, you can wash that off. Coffee fruit like buy drinks. I like, what's a buy drink? I don't know. I like coffee. Coffee fruit. I don't know what that is, but coffee is a sort of a fruit and that grows on a tree. It's a seed, isn't it? Seeds are nice because they're encased in their own special thing that keeps it from being insecty eaten. And yeah, seeds and nuts, they're the best things because they're nice and fresh and lovely and yummy. So, this has been by far my longest and my most meandering, but it hasn't cut out once as far as I know, so that's something. I'm probably going to go quite soon because I've got, I think 7 people is my limit, really. Is it? Oh, coffee and coconut, that's nice. I didn't used to think I liked coconut, and then I realised it was my brother that doesn't like coconut, but because he'd been so convincing that coconut was awful, then I thought I didn't like it. I do write poems. I do write poems. I've got a book of poetry out, available on Amazon if you want to buy it, called Little Circus. So I think it's £7.99, which is less in dollars. If you want to buy that, I think you should. And also I've made some videos with poetry. So yes, I do. Thank you for asking. Plug. So definitely up to 8. So I think that's my limit. 8 persons. Shall I just stay around for you, the 8th person, just to say hello? Hello, and thank you for joining us. And it's all great. And I was probably just going to go now. But you can obviously skip back, see it from the beginning. If you want to ask a question, 8th person, ask away quickly, because I'm probably going to wind this up about the 45-minute mark, which is, hello, Terry. Hello. Are you the 8th person? Nice to meet you. I am probably going to go now, Terry and all the other people that have joined me. And thank you very much. This will be available for as long as it stays up on YouTube until it accidentally gets deleted again. Do I believe, hang on, I'll ask all these questions. The question, is this too late? Oh, hello, Steve. No, that's this one. Do I believe the unseen like ghosts? Take care, bye. Ghosts? I don't know. I've had some spooky experiences, like my cat visiting me in the night, but that might have actually been like a sleep-related dream thing, but I thought it was. So, yeah. So I will take care, and hopefully none of the unseen ghosts will get me. and all the spooky things that have happened. I think they're pretty easy to explain when you find out about things like night terrors and sleep paralysis. So yes, take care. Thank you very much. I lost the 8th person now, but you know, I'm going anyway. They obviously thought this is it's like false end, isn't it? Like one of the Marvel movies, and it's like, oh, and then after the credits, something else happens. Yeah. Bye everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for seeing me. And I'm going to go now then. Bye bye.